Welcome back to episode 32 of the Hot Take Sports Podcast. How's everyone doing today, Brady?
Well, I'm alright. Left in one today, but...
And nobody cares about that, so...
I was gonna say, nobody else did, but... Yeah.
Matt, how you doing?
Not too shabby. Semester's winding down. Got the old hell week coming up, but,
We'll get there.
we'll get through it.
Clayton, how's BG doing?
BG just doing all right. You know, football ended 4-8, which doesn't sound great, but like with as young as their roster was and them being predicted to finish last in the MAC, we'll take 4-8. They had a lot of close losses, but they weren't the bottom of the MAC. They got a lot to build on.
Was Akron one of them?
Akron was one of them, Brady. You knew that, so thank you for bringing that up.
I didn't know if it was close.
We were, in fact, Akron's only win in the MAC, so that one stings a little bit. But, you know, we beat Ohio yesterday, 21-10, and I was at the game. It was so cold. It was miserable. It was so cold. But, yeah, watching them play, watching them win was nice. So, yeah.
Let's go.
That might...
Let's go to... Hey, let's go to...
Matt is referring to the chant that echoed through the student section midway through the second quarter of the UT game. It went, "Let's go to the bars. Let's go to the bars." Literally, our entire student section was singing it. It was kind of sad and funny
Except for
at the same
Clayton.
time.
Clayton wouldn't do that.
I would never do that.
Clayton
would
went back to the
never do
room and
that.
studied for
I
his
read my Bible,
business.
actually.
That might be a good thing. I was gonna say he went back to his dorm and took a nap, but that's even better.
All right.
Isaac, how are you? How are you?
Good, I'm doing good. All right, let's start off with depressing stuff. I'm sorry, Matt, but Ohio State lost to Michigan today.
Gotta throw him a bone every once in a while.
Once in every 20 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm about to say this one was 10.
Quite
No,
simply,
11.
Hassan
You didn't play
Haskins
him
just
last year.
legitimately ran all over our
Dude
defense.
is nasty.
Like,
5 touchdowns.
yeah, 5 rushing touchdowns.
And a highlight hurdle that got turned into a meme no less than 3 minutes after it happened.
He really didn't even hurdle that much. Like, he didn't get
Yeah.
that far off the ground. It wasn't that impressive.
He still hurdled.
He still
though.
did it, but...
Yeah. Sadly.
I mean, the defense just didn't play well.
I mean, they really didn't get the chance to.
O-line
Michigan's-
didn't
yeah.
play well.
Michigan's offensive line is just good.
I think
Haskins is really good.
I think this is the first game we played in the snow too. Oh yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
No.
They're playing in Ohio. They know what cold weather is.
But looking at the upside, we have a Heisman candidate in C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
That's coming back. We're only losing 2 wide receivers.
Arguably one of the best wide receiver duos in the nation, I think.
That's true. But Smith and Jigba's been the best to close out the season anyways. So
Yeah.
He stuck out today for
He's
sure. He's definitely our
He's a
offensive
COVID
star.
sophomore.
He's had double-digit receptions the last 2 weeks at least.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He looked
I think
great
it's
today.
for
He had a couple of really big like 3rd, 4th down catches. So
Mhm. Him and Stroud are going to be nice together next year.
I agree. There's no reason to freak out. The Ohio State will still get a New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah.
Like the
Well,
season's
there's still gonna be a top 10
as
team,
weird
so
as it will
I'd
be
imagine
next week to not see. This is the first time that I can remember in a very long time Ohio State not being in the Big Ten title game.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's the first time that I can really remember, to be completely honest.
Since we started heavy paying attention to
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's time, I guess, to
It
be
was-
out of one.
it was bound to happen.
We expected to be a young and up-and-coming team. I mean, that's what it looked like between, weeks 1 and 2 when we lost to Oregon. Everybody was like,
I was gonna say, yeah, like
it's
the
a young
first
team.
one.
It's going to be a down year. It happens. And then all of a sudden, they kicked it into gear.
Right.
And then everybody got really hopeful. And they're like, oh, well, maybe we're going to make the playoffs. And then we were the 2 seed. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, they played okay. They didn't play good enough to win, but they didn't
Well,
play horrendously.
Michigan has 2 of the best pass rushers in the nation.
Right.
And they kept the pressure on and didn't allow us to make those big plays that Olave and Wilson are best at. So
Yeah.
we had to take everything a couple yards at a time. And when we have to take everything a couple yards at a time, and that's not our game, and Michigan's taking everything a couple yards at a time, and it is their game.
I was gonna
They're
say, that's
scoring
how they win.
touchdowns.
hmm
We tried to play their game, and it didn't work.
But if we look at next year, that's probably going to be our game because we have 2 young running backs. And we always have good wide receivers.
Why would that be our game when Henderson's still an explosive running back and Smith and Jigba is still getting 100+ yards a game?
Okay, that is true.
And there will always be more recruits. So
Yeah, good wide receiver recruits. Because that's what Ohio State's good at, if you think at it.
recruiting, yeah,
Well, recruiting good wide receivers, but
recruit everything.
yeah. So, going around college
I was
football.
gonna say, I don't want to talk about Ohio State. too
Yeah,
much
that's
more.
enough
No.
of that. That's
Going around college football, we'll go to Alabama and Auburn. They
Iron
went to
Bowl, yeah.
4 OTs. Any opinions on that game?
shout out to Auburn for
Yeah.
keeping in it.
Yeah.
Like,
That game's always going to be a tough game. It doesn't matter. Auburn could not have won a single game the whole year, and Alabama could be undefeated, winning every game by 50. The Iron Bowl's still going to be a competitive game.
no
So
matter what. And at the end of the day, a Nick Saban coach team is going to be among the best in college football.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
no matter what, no matter who they're playing, no matter how good the opposing team is, at the end of the day, it's Nick Saban. He'll figure out a way to win.
Alright, let's talk about Cincy a little. They're number 4 in the nation. They won today.
They won yesterday. They played yesterday.
They won
beat Eastern
yesterday
Carolina.
35-13. What do you guys think of them?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're undefeated, but like, the one thing that sticks out to me though is they did beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like
True.
if they would have lost to Notre Dame, they were still this high. I'd be like, what the heck is going on?
And Notre Dame might-
Notre Dame's only lost.
Exactly.
Notre
that's what I
Dame
mean.
might make it too.
yeah, that's the only thing keeping Cincinnati in the top 4 is that they have a good win.
They have a quality
Yeah.
win.
That was why Ohio State was so high. Their only loss was against
Oregon.
once upon a time a top 10 team. I think they're 12 now. So
I
Yeah,
can
they got
look.
stomped last week.
They're number 11.
yeah,
They won.
not that that matters anymore.
I was gonna
They
say
won
beat
by
Oregon
9.
State today.
Oregon did today.
But again, it doesn't matter for Ohio State anymore.
No,
Their season's done. I mean, obviously they're going to get a bowl game. like
bowl
you said,
game, but yeah. All right, Michigan, Penn State.
but- well, Michigan played Ohio State, so
No, Michigan State, Penn State.
There you go.
no surprise.
No
Penn
surprise.
State didn't have a great year. I mean,
Notre
It was
Dame.
in East Lansing though. Like, did you guys see the weather? Field was
It was
white and
snowing,
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's football weather right there. That's what you like to see.
Wisconsin, Minnesota.
I was surprised that Minnesota won.
I was gonna
but
say I was happy
Yeah.
to see Minnesota win. Like,
Yeah.
generally speaking, I'll cheer for the underdog if I don't have a team, if it's a close game, and like, I don't know. BG did beat Minnesota, so like that kind of made me feel
Yeah.
good that that Minnesota beat a ranked team.
So by the community of property, you're better than Wisconsin.
Indeed,
Indeed.
I think that's how it works.
That's what I learned from math
Yeah.
in high school.
Notre Dame, Stanford still plays at 8.
Yep, that should be a good game.
Should be a good game.
Stanford will figure out some way to do one little annoying thing that'll throw Notre Dame off.
Oklahoma State is up to Oklahoma. Oklahoma State is beating Oklahoma by 7. They're still in the first.
That game doesn't matter to me too much. Oklahoma's usually pretty good. Seems like a down year for them.
Yeah. They had quarterback issues.
Right, Spencer Rattler's been off and on the entire season.
He'll be. I bet he'll transfer.
I think he'll go somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Where, I have no idea, but he'll end up somewhere else. I think.
I feel like I should bring this one up. LSU.
Yeah.
They're up 10-0. Coach O's last game.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
which like, I get it, but like, I don't know. It seems too quick. I guess.
Well, we couldn't do it last year because then it looks bad.
Right.
Yeah. You guys have anything else on college football?
Not
I
really.
mean, not really. Who's your top 4 for the end of the season, Clayton?
Right now, I'd have to say Cincinnati. Right.
At
I
4?
think I'm throwing them in there. Georgia for sure. Bama
Alright,
because
so
they
you're-
won today.
So you're not
and
going
Michigan.
in order.
No, that's in no specific order other than Georgia, obviously number 1.
Yeah, I would say Georgia 1. I got to put Michigan 2 just because they beat up on Ohio State.
I was gonna say they won fairly handily.
I assume they'll give Alabama 2 just because they were already at 3 and they were 2 beforehand. But yeah, Cincinnati's probably going to be 4. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Notre Dame 4 in the final polls just to keep Cincinnati out of the playoffs. To be completely honest, I mean, they're too small. They got to make money somehow.
I think
I can
both.
see it.
I
They're not
think
going to get money for Georgia versus Cincinnati because that's going to be a blowout. I
was
mean,
gonna
Notre
say
Dame
they'll
versus Georgia
dominate
is
'em.
probably going to be a blowout too, but
yeah.
still.
I think I would probably say my top 4 is Georgia, Bama, Michigan, and Cincy. And then Notre Dame at 5.
That makes sense.
And then
So is Ohio State 6,
um
or did they drop below like Oklahoma State?
I would say Ohio State drops to
I'd say
10 or
7.
9.
I'd say 8, conservatively, especially if Oklahoma State wins.
Well, you got to think. Ole Miss and Baylor are 8 and 9 right now, and they're both also 2-loss teams. So
yeah,
I can't imagine Ohio State falls below either of them.
that's why I said conservatively, like 8. I
Yeah.
think that would be the
Yeah.
lowest they would go.
But when we all think Georgia's going to beat Bama, right, next week.
I think so. I don't see any team right now that can really beat Georgia.
So
Right? Like,
Not anymore.
not
Defense wins championships for me, so
yeah.
yeah, they're
So if you think of that, Bama's going to be out. So that's going to leave Notre Dame and Cincy. That's who I would have.
sure. If Georgia beats Alabama, they're a 2-loss team. They probably can't make it in.
well, it's at the end of the day it's Alabama.
It is still Alabama.
Like, not to be that guy, but
But Ohio State's above Alabama right now, and they'll both be 2-loss teams without a conference title, like we said earlier.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Alabama made the conference championship game is the big difference.
That's
there.
true. They did make it an extra week. So
We didn't make the
And
extra
then
week.
Alabama would get them more money too.
then Ohio State, I don't know about that. But
Well, no, not the Ohio State, but if they kick out Alabama, they'll get less money than they have.
I don't think it's much of a money
Not
thing. I
not if you
Well, no,
make
he's not wrong. If Cincinnati and Notre Dame both make it, and Ohio State and Alabama don't, yeah, you lose a lot of money. There.
But this is how you make
It's
up the
legitimate.
money. You put Ohio State and Alabama in the same bowl game.
Yeah, you could
Make
throw
up
that
money
That's
that
a
way.
really good point.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
Unfortunately, you
Actually,
are very
Golf clap for
It's
Isaac.
like 2 derivatives
Golf
in a
clap
row.
for Isaac.
Holy cow!
That's like the second good idea he's had on this podcast. So
You're not wrong.
Unfortunately,
Clayton.
it's more than 2. But it might be like 5.
Either way,
We'd like.
I'm not hot.
We'd like
at
to
those.
personally pretend it's 2, but
We need 2 chalkboards. We need
Yeah.
a really good idea and a really shut up moment. We'll see who has the most.
we might want to
marks.
get 2 just for the shut up moments.
That's true. We'll get 3.
Brady,
Black
who's
Friday
your top
shopping.
4?
Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. Those 2 are reversible at 2 and 3. Cincinnati at 4.
I was gonna say, I think it's, as much as I don't want to say it, I think it's just kind of hard to take Cincinnati out right now. Like, they're unbeaten
I mean,
and they
yeah.
have a quality win.
Yeah.
Like, it's
In
I've
if you're in Ohio, you want Cincy.
I have no problem rooting for Cincy right now.
yeah, me neither. But like, I'll always throw UCF under the bus because they literally played nobody. But like I said, I just can't take them out with their win over Notre Dame.
And Notre
That
Dame,
kind of cemented them.
I'm about to say, and Notre Dame might make the playoffs.
Right. So, yeah, I completely agree with having Cincinnati in there for both of you. Isaac, who's your top 4?
I think I said this already, but Georgia, Bama, Michigan, Cincy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Notre Dame at 5.
So So if Cincinnati throttles Houston next week, who's 24 right now in the nation at 10-1, who's obviously the second place team in the AAC,
Right.
they cement themselves in the playoffs. To me,
Oh, yeah.
I don't disagree.
they go
Undefeated regular
13-0.
season.
You beat 2 ranked opponents, one really high, one.
I was going to say
Okay.
one borderline
Yeah.
CFP contender.
Yep.
Or
I don't
CFP
know.
contender, borderline in.
Yeah. Any more on college football?
Looking forward to the future for BG football. That's about all I have.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else
All right,
too
let's
interesting.
go to the NFL. Clayton, let's start with the Browns.
It's just been a tough season, you know. And we've gotten the injury bug really bad.
Yes, we have.
It's just tough to have the mediocrity that the Browns have had after such high expectations.
I
at the beginning
know.
of the
Like
season.
I was pumped going into the season, but like
Injuries.
there's always kind of in the corner. You're always kind of thinking, oh no. It's the Browns.
Does anybody remember where Isaac put the Browns in preseason?
16. It was 16.
It was around there.
Where are they?
They're 16 right now. No! He's not allowed to be right. He's not allowed to be right. They have to get their crap together because Isaac is not allowed to be right for putting the Browns at 16.
They're not
much crap as we
Bro sounded like a fake fan.
No, that doesn't change anything. He still is a fake fan.
Oh,
yeah, we'll cover that in the second half of my spiel here. But yeah, I'm a little frustrated with the injuries. Joe Woods, he needs to go. He's not the defensive coordinator. Quit playing zone. For the love of the Lord. We haven't been able to stop anybody in zone. Teams pass all over us. No. Quit playing zone.
Are they playing zone because that's his style, or are they playing zones because this is their injury list?
They're playing zones because that's his style. We played zones most of last year, and part of it is because we've had a lot of injuries in the secondary. Like Denzel Ward, he's always kind of been hit or miss since we got him. Troy Hill's been off and on. I'm pretty sure we've been missing Joe Johnson and Ronnie Harrison at points too. So not having a healthy secondary doesn't help, but he plays a lot of zone.
Well, Myles Garrett... Has Myles Garrett been hurt this season?
No.
I know his counterpart's been hurt, but...
Clowney's missed probably 3 games.
Garrett's missed practices.
I don't think he's missed a game yet.
I'm just talking about games.
He hasn't missed a game.
I could probably look it up.
Myles Garrett's playing good. I'm very impressed.
Defensive
player
of the year right now.
I can't think of anybody else who would really be rivaling him.
TJ Watt, except for he got hurt.
I was gonna say he's hurt. Not anymore.
I would say he was, but not anymore.
Aaron Donald, he's not to the numbers that Myles Garrett's at.
Oh.
Jalen Ramsey's always going to be up there, and Donald's always going to be up there.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the second half of my spiel, a couple weeks ago, Isaac made the bogus claim that Mitchell Trubisky would be a better fit for the Browns offense. Isaac, name the reason that you gave us for this.
Just think he's a better fit.
Where is your evidence? You have yet to give a scrap of evidence to that claim. Mitchell Trubisky is a bust. Period.
Does it count as a bust? He was always bad.
He was drafted at 2. I call him a bust.
Okay.
He was drafted at 2. That head coach had zero knowledge that they were going to do it too. It was all the GM.
Yeah.
So it's not even it's not even Matt Nagy's fault.
I think Trubisky went to the right thing. He went to Buffalo. And the next year, he'll sign a contract somewhere.
No, he won't.
No, he won't. No.
And compete for our starting job.
They won't go, no, he won't.
No, he won't. No.
Bro, Mitch Trubisky.
I would rather start Case Keenum.
Bro, Mitch Trubisky is in the same boat that Josh Rosen is already in, and he's in the same boat Sam Darnold will eventually be. They will be a career backup and a failure of a first-round pick.
Hey, you watch your mouth. You think Sam Darnold's really good, too.
I did for 5 weeks, and now he's garbage.
I was going to say, he was really good for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
He actually could back up his claim for those 5 weeks. Now he sucks. Mitch Trubisky, even though he made one Pro Bowl, sucks. He's terrible. He's awful. He's not a starter in the National Football League for a reason. And you are trying to tell me that he is better than Baker Mayfield with zero evidence to back it up other than, well, I just think he'd be a better fit. No.
He made the playoffs.
Shut up.
He lost because of a doink.
Yeah.
That's what he tried to give us.
Your claim is wrong.
Okay, we all have our own opinions. So
even if some of them are wrong.
No.
This is not one of those moments. No. Don't be trying to justify that with one of those, well, we all have our own opinion. No, that opinion is false.
I was going to say, Isaac, this isn't politics. It's the worst possible.
No one will agree with you here.
Isaac, literally, I think the only thing worse that you could have said was if you goes, oh, Johnny Manziel should come back. He can start for the Browns again.
We should sign him to the practice squad.
Yeah, no. Brady has the Patriots doing.
A lot better than Clayton thought, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. I thought the Patriots would be dog water.
Mac Jones.
I wasn't a believer in Mac Jones, but I didn't think he was the worst quarterback out there. Like, he's not a... I didn't think he was like a non-starter that happens to be starting. But, like, he surpassed my expectations.
I mean, he's been
I'll
the best rookie QB by far.
He's still not winning Rookie of the Year.
Well, he's going to be second to Jamar Chase. I think in the
honestly,
end... I think he has an outside shot, though. I think he has an outside shot.
That's where I'm
Jamar It's Jamar's award to
I'm
lose,
about to say,
honestly.
it's
Yeah,
Jamar
sure.
Chase.
I don't disagree with
That's
that.
fair.
It's definitely Jamar's award to lose still, but like he's number 2 without a doubt in my
Yeah.
mind.
I'm very, very happy with the way we drafted this year. Because we took Mac Jones first round.
Oh, bull crap, you were happy with
Yeah.
it on draft night. We saw you with
You
your
were
hands in
crying
your
on
face,
draft
borderline
night.
First off, didn't
shedding
cry.
tears.
Secondly, reflective.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020. Congratulations.
Our second round draft pick, he's played really well. Christian Barmore, D tackle of Alabama. He's been really nice for our D line. Ramondre Stevenson, we drafted him 4th round out of Oklahoma. He's played well. So 3 of our first 4 picks have played well. Ronnie Perkins hasn't really gotten to play much, so we haven't really seen him as much. He's a DN linebacker. Just kind of goes back and forth. So I mean, if Perkins pans out, this draft class is going to be really good for the next like
5-ish years.
I'm saying that like the next block of Patriots franchise.
It's only season 1 for the rookies.
That does not.
No!
Well,
Say it ain't so!
Is that how rookies work?
What?
I wasn't.
Matt, you know, looking at your first
I was
year in
going
the
to finish
NFL?
my statement.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You talking
was.
and froze, and you just stared at me.
Oh my
It's only
goodness.
year 1 for the rookies. So
That's for the rookies!
that doesn't mean they're going to be good in the future or not.
I understand what you're trying to say, but you worded it horribly.
Yeah,
The rookies.
it's only year
That's
1 for
like-
the rookies. Pause.
It's like Ben Simmons when he rookie of the year.
And he sucks now.
Can't suck if you don't play.
Ooh, got him.
You're not playing. The Timberwolves are beating them.
That's true. Ant
True.
threw down a nasty windmill
I still
tonight.
haven't seen that.
It was...
It's gotta be on here somewhere, right?
He took off like
Oh, no.
maybe a step from the free throw line,
I've talked
like
too
in
soon,
front
it's
of the
only
free
5.
throw line, like
Matt,
closer to the basket.
do you have
It was
any
sweet.
NFL opinions or anything?
Brady's bull crapping and going back on everything he said about the Patriots.
Like what?
That they're gonna be bad.
Because they were supposed to be.
That Mac Jones is not a good quarterback. That Mac Jones is nothing more
I
than a meme.
I never once said Mac Jones was a bad quarterback. Never
You
once.
did not like that pick at all. You hated your team's draft.
Part was coming from Alabama. I was like,
The point was you were
Maybe
pissed
you
that
should-
they
maybe you
drafted
should learn
Mac
how
Jones
to
instead of
be
Justin
a
Fields.
bit of a objective viewer.
I need to expand outside of Ohio State when it comes to actually paying attention to football players.
You don't have to pay attention. Just
I was gonna say, just like no. That's kind of where I'm at. I just kinda listen.
Still looking back on it, I mean, I definitely think Mac Jones is a better fit for the offense now than
Oh, he was much
the
better than
one
Cam
I
Newton
expected
was.
Justin Fields would have been.
He plays a lot more like Tom Brady did. Cam's a
I was
dual
gonna say,
threat.
it's
Tom
literally
Brady was a
back- it's
pocket
literally
passer.
back to how
Mac
it was.
Jones, pocket passer.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy right now.
Yeah, and you should be.
I was gonna say we're 7-4, couple bounces away from being
Shouldn't have said
better than
anything.
that. Just, I mean, most of our games have been close in either direction. We beat the Chargers. We really beat the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns. Yeah,
the Browns crapped the bed in that game.
We,
I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Like in all the games I've watched the Browns play the Patriots, and they never play well. I don't think I've ever seen the Browns give the Patriots a game, no matter what. And granted, the Patriots have been great for most of my life, and the Browns have sucked. But like at the same time, I've never seen them give them a game, and they proved that stereotype correct.
I was gonna say, but the term "any team can win on any given night" is a two-way street. Any team can play good, and any team can play bad. They still haven't.
Yeah, they still haven't hit the good part. We're working on it.
All
I was
right.
gonna say I definitely think when we play Buffalo here in a few weeks, that's
Yes.
I
As far as the NFL goes, it kind of surprises me that the Cardinals are sitting alone at the top of the standings. To be honest, I didn't think they were going to be a top team. I'm still surprised that the Titans are at the top. The Ravens are really confusing because it seems like they've played bad this year and yet they still win. I'm surprised the Chargers fell as much as they have.
The Chargers have been slightly disappointing this year, I'm not going to lie.
It's been a weird year.
I thought the Seahawks were going to bounce back a little more with fans back in the stadium and whatnot. I figured they'd be better, but they're still just 3-7. I'm surprised the Lions haven't won a game, but
Field goals.
part of me thinks they're doing it on purpose. So
They need that defensive help.
They need help everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Broncos are 500. The 49ers are really confusing. I don't know. It's an interesting league. There's a lot of really average teams, is what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everybody is between 4-6 and 6-4, and maybe 7-4. So
I would like to bring up Cam Newton's back with the Panthers.
Yeah, that's true. We need to talk about that. He's looked at home.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he is.
exactly. Like, he's playing good football right now. And that's what Carolina needed. They needed Cam.
They lost to Washington, but Cam still looks good.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad game. They didn't lose that game because he played bad or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, he's got 25% as many passing TDs this year as he did last year.
And he's played 2 games.
Actually, he might have more. He had 2 just in the Washington game.
I think he had 1 more in another game.
He threw
in the last game
21
he
for
played.
27 for 189 and 2 touchdowns with a 120 passer rating.
Whew.
But Taylor Heineke went 16 for 22 for 206 and 3. So
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm.
Do you think Taylor Heineke should be the football team's guy going forward?
Yes.
You almost were racist, Brady.
Sorry.
K for canceled.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Have you never seen that on TikTok? They'll go. There's this one dude that makes like TikToks, and he said things that must be canceled. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
put canceled on there with a K.
Yes,
Wow.
I know who you're talking about now, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
I think Heineke is the guy.
There's no reason why he can't be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind them keeping Ryan Fitzpatrick though once he's back, just so they have that veteran presence.
Yeah,
Because
that would be nice.
a lot of people still consider Heineke to be their backup going forward.
Yeah.
I disagree with that, to be completely honest. Like,
Heineke has looked good enough to be the starter there.
and you can't, in my opinion, you still can't put your trust in a 38-year-old veteran journeyman who has yet to take a snap in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
she turned
Heineke
39
is-
3 days ago. So
39-year-old journeyman quarterback.
yeah,
He's
it's
bounced around his entire career and has
It-
yet to take a snap in the playoffs.
it's too late for Ryan.
Bro, I think the Patriots need to just cut Brian Hoyer and bring Ryan Fitzpatrick so we can achieve playing for all 4 AFC East teams. It needs to happen. just even for a day, even for one day.
Yeah, you call him up and let him know.
Even for one day.
I'm sure he would love to wear another jersey.
Oh, guys, I do have one little fun fact that I didn't know until a couple weeks ago. Blaine Gabbert, the journeyman who's always been around, he's bounced around. He was Jacksonville's starter for a little while, for those of you who may not
Yeah.
know. His younger brother is the quarterback at Miami of Ohio.
Really?
Really? I saw that name in the box score because they beat Bowling Green a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I wonder if there's any relation there. So I Googled it, and yeah, they're brothers. So
Crazy.
he just won a Super Bowl. He was the Bucs' backup.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like seeing stuff like that. Just, guys who have bounced around their whole careers end up getting rewarded with a ring. I don't know. It's just a personal thing, I guess.
Participation trophy.
Oh, another thing we forgot to bring up while we're on the Browns. Odell forced his way out of Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about there.
Yeah, no sad tears were shed.
Nope.
That's all I wanted from them. I just wanted their reactions.
There was no
Emptiest.
reaction.
Happy he's gone. I'm not frustrated.
With LA.
Like I said, you guys still should have gotten something for him while you could.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I wish it would have worked. Like I said, I thought this year could be the year. You could blame year one on it being year one. You could blame last year on COVID, but this year there was no excuse. And the Timberwolves are currently down by 1 to the 76ers, just to update everybody.
I shouldn't have said anything.
But,
In other news, we put up 25 in the fourth quarter, not 15.
Ooh.
But we've given up 28, so.
that's not...
And we put up 16 in the third, so.
But
Usually it's the fourth quarter.
But, yeah.
also, while we're on OBJ,
Go for it.
ironically, because they signed him on like a Thursday or Friday. It was either that Saturday or the following Monday. Robert Woods tore his ACL.
It was the same day that they
Same
signed
day.
him.
Was it the same day?
It was the same
That
day.
was the day after.
One of the two.
No,
It was-
same day.
wow!
Same
I
day.
thought it was
Pretty
like a couple days in between.
No.
No, because we had the conversation that he was going to be their wide receiver 3 that night, and then the next day it came out. Remember? Because we were talking about it in a big fantasy group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't sign the contract.
No, he signed the contract.
Did he?
I
Yeah.
thought I could have swore it was the same day, but
I
it
thought it
doesn't
was
really
the same
matter.
day, too.
Point being, like right after
It's
he
so
got there.
wild.
Yeah, like I don't know. I wish him the best. I guess I'm just happy he's not the Browns' problem anymore. He sent out a really good letter though, like a goodbye letter to Cleveland, and that was good. I'm
Yeah.
happy for his time. Wish it would have worked out. Frustrated it didn't, but good that he's gone. That's where I'm at.
That's fair.
Do we have anything else on the NFL?
No. I think that the Browns just need to get healthy.
Yeah?
You know.
Bye week's coming up.
Yep. Well, this concludes Hot Take Sports episode 32. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Hot Take Sports 16.
Go buy merch for the holidays.
Absolutely at hottakesports.online. Make great holiday gifts. We got hoodies on there, t-shirts, coming in different colors now too. You can customize your merch. Collect one of every color.
Yeah, and maybe if we blow up enough,
I-
maybe we can introduce hats too. But that's
Can
you
I
gotta go
collect
buy
one of
merch.
every color?
I mean, if you really want to, go for it.
Can I call up our distributor and make that happen?
Well, we don't know our distributor exactly, so yeah.
Can we call up the maker?
We are the makers.
Well, the person that puts logo on it.
That's the.
Anyway, go buy
Anyway.
merch.
We're on board. We're on the board.
Boy,
I
we
said-
really need to get one of those.
Episode 31, we're gonna do it again. Go buy merch so we can mute Isaac.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Go
Thank you,
buy
guys.
merch.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.